Hiya, friends. It's a game of no halves. Once again, it's Miles here with Bob.
Cheers.
And we are holding a pint of beer each, Bob.
This is our local brew.
I know. And this is to toast the final episode of this season of A Game of No Halves. We thought we'd have a little pint to everyone. Talk us about this beer, by the way, because this is left over from a party that happened a couple of days ago.
I can't remember what it's called. What is it called? Do you remember?
I know what it is. It's called I Can't Get Brew Out of My Head. It literally is.
And it's from our local pub, which is the North Star.
Yep.
Which is in the centre of the village. It's run by H and Lisa, and they very, very kindly gave us a couple of kegs of this for the party that we've had this weekend.
I know. Yeah. It's been very good. It was actually North London legend Dylan's 30th birthday party. And
that really is good.
We were all suitably wetted by... Our whistles were wetted, weren't they?
Our whistles were wetted. Our whistles were tested.
Yeah, by the by the Can't Get Brew Out of My Head, and it's very good indeed. So we're imbibing during this episode, Bob. We've got beers in hand, and we thought, seeing as this is a bit of a concluding episode for this season, that we'd kind of take a look back and gone and the journey we've been on together, Bob, with North London, because we're sort of
and the highlights.
Yeah, we're kind of almost 40 episodes into this, Bob.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing,
there's
isn't
been
it?
so much stuff that we've covered. Which has been so amazing. Obviously, for those of you, if you're listening for the first time, this is the weird and wonderful world of North London FC that exists solely in my dad Bob's head. He sat to the left of me, and he's typed out statistics and records and fixtures of a team that doesn't exist for about 35 years.
If you're watching us,
if you want to watch, by the way, you can get full episodes on YouTube. But there are literally piles,
thousands of pages of stats that I've kept on matches that I've played, kicking a foam football around the house.
Kicking the foam football around the house, using coffee tables as goals and pretending he's players in his head as he's kicking the ball around. And so
creating matches.
So we've been kind of going through the history of North London since the early 2000s, really, late 90s, early 2000s.
So I kept stats of everything.
Yeah, and there are stats.
All the scorers.
Every episode we've been
tables.
been concentrating on a season in the history of North London. But as we're bringing to an end this season, we thought we could have a look back, Bob, basically, and we could go through some of the highlights of North London. We also, as we teased last episode, are going to get you to pick your all-time North London 11, Bob.
Okay.
Possibly with subs as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be going through some of the best players.
That's not going to be
played.
easy.
No, I know. Well, why don't we start? Obviously, as the episode goes on, we'll reveal the full 11, so make sure you listen all the way through.
Yeah.
But we might as well start with a position that I think is pretty easy to guess.
No brainer.
Because
goalkeeper is Miles.
I've made the cut. I was in goal for the team
for most of the time of the team.
For almost all of North London's history. So I feel like that number one spot is my own.
So the number one spot.
Okay, so we're claiming it.
Miles.
Fabulous.
Okay.
There we go.
So now we need a right back.
We do. Now, so let's go into the squads and stuff then, Bob, because in front of you right now, you have the overall goal scorers list from 1996 to 2024. And it comprises hundreds of players. So the way the squads work is Bob uses real life footballers that don't play in the Premier League. They have to just not play in the Premier League, so he can't have anybody that's currently playing in the Premier League. But otherwise, he's got any real life footballer he can choose from that he thinks is a realistic transfer. But also, there's a youth academy where people like me and my mates and my brothers and everything like that have come through and joined the club. So there are some names in the top goal scorers list, Bob, that people might not know, and that's because
they don't. They do exist.
They don't exist in the football world,
but not in the professional football world.
Yeah.
So, case in point. Well, shall we start from the bottom and work up some of the people who just have scored one goal?
So this is everybody who's ever scored for North London, basically, in any capacity.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There are 14 players who've only scored one goal.
Okay. And they are?
Well, you. Because Miles took
it was a free kick. Oh, I remember it. I took it because I physically took it myself, didn't I?
Yes,
and scored.
This is against Portsmouth.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
There have been some free kick taking goalkeepers over the years.
So look,
in real life,
if we go through these. So
Owens. Is that Dean Owens?
Dean Owens,
musician.
Who scored the most incredible goal when we were kicking around. He came down to do a session in the studio.
That's right, and he did actually score that goal, didn't he? Because
he did.
I crossed the ball in for him in the garden, and he did like a diving header.
It was brilliant
and scored. So okay.
Toussaint.
Yeah, he's a French midfielder. I recognise him from FIFA.
Yeah,
I think
Tellez.
Alex Tellez. Yeah,
Alex Tellez.
Previous Man United.
Mosey Florian Mosey.
Florian Mosey. Now, that person actually does not exist anywhere.
Shall I explain this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you what, Bob, I'm going to look up Florian Mosey and see if there is anybody in the entire world called that.
So, because Miles and his brother Dylan were in the squad, Flo, their younger sister, began to sort of say, I'm not in the squad. So
she was getting jealous.
She was getting jealous.
She was missing out on all the North London fun.
So we went on a holiday to Mallorca.
Yeah.
And we went to see FC Mallorca play.
Real Mallorca. No,
Mallorca.
Yeah.
And so I imagined that Mallorca had become our sort of one of our nursery clubs. So we were looking, we were scouting for players who played for Mallorca to come and join the North London Academy or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I created this player called Florian Mosey because Dylan's nickname for Flo is Mose.
Yeah. Mosey.
And what's the nearest name to Flo? Well, Florian. So Florian Mosey.
Yeah. So me and Dylan came up with the name of it. I remember us walking down from the beach.
Yes.
And talking about this. So Florian Mosey joined the squad and scored one goal.
And scored one goal.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Then De
Ciglio,
Healy.
Fullback.
These are all goals scored in the
Cups.
In the Carling Cups and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But in the Premier League, Green and Green.
So Jay Green is John Green, who actually, so it was my brother's birthday party this weekend. We had a football penalty shootout and John was in goal for it. So that's the actual real John Green.
That's the actual real John.
Yeah.
And then David Green was the centre defender from right at the beginning of the history of North London. Simon Astor.
Yeah, my mate Si.
Paulson,
don't know.
No. But Lee Bedwell.
Yeah.
Edgar Davids. And then you with your free kick.
And me. Some fantastic company to be keeping there, Bob.
Yeah.
On one goal overall.
Yeah.
All right. So as the list goes up, then pick out some names as we're going up the list.
Okay.
Some
Drente's got a couple of goals.
Drenthe,
Andrade.
That was that Portuguese centre back, wasn't it?
And Gattuso. Got 3 goals as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Upamecano.
Okay.
4.
Yeah.
David Green Jr. So this is his son.
David. Okay.
Of the imaginary David Green.
This is you're really getting into like absolute football manager nerdery here because that happens in Football Manager.
It does.
Because you obviously create a manager in Football Manager. And if you manage for long enough, sometimes your son can appear in the youth academy of the team. So that's basically what's happened here.
And this is what's happened.
Yeah. Okay.
So because his dad, has also scored 4 goals, and he got one of his in the World Club Championship.
But I'm confused here now because you've got Green,
right. Yeah,
but then you've got David Green,
yes,
and then you've also got David Green Jr. So is that 3 generations of Greens that have played for?
Have I got a David Green that
he scored 1? We looked at that earlier. So is that so Green?
Case, yes.
So Green is this the original member of the team? Or is this a different Green?
Well, that's D Green, isn't it? Yeah. So there's D Green Jr. And then there's Green.
Who's Green?
We've got a superfluous Green. Somebody Green.
Rob Green, he was a goalkeeper for a bit, wasn't he? I'm trying to think of any other footballers that have been called Green.
A bit lost with this one.
Funny.
Bearing in mind, I've been doing this for 35 years.
You might forget
so some of the names going right back into the 90s. It's like Harry Redknapp always used to say that he could not remember all the names of all the players he's ever signed.
To be fair, you can understand. Can't you? Hundreds of players come through. All right.
Yeah.
So who else has been in the team? Quaresma, yeah.
Oh, and Pepe. The wonderful Pepe.
Wow.
Who scored 4.
Finally just retired from international duty, isn't he, Pepe?
Osimhen,
yeah.
Who I signed from Napoli.
It's a mystery in real life because he's available for not very much from Napoli, but no European team seemingly wants to go for him.
I know, it's weird,
and
isn't it?
He's just a proven goal scorer.
Yeah.
I've always found that a bit weird. It looks like he might go to Saudi right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Which
does.
I think, it was like for 65 million, I think, which in today's money.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a good deal to me. I'd have him at United.
Casemiro.
Speaking of United,
7.
Have you seen, by the way, Bob? They've released some of the Man United like FIFA player ratings,
right?
For this next year's EAFC now,
right?
Casemiro's pace has gone down to 38.
Oh my goodness!
Oh dear!
Oh, that's tragic, isn't it?
I know.
Musiala, who I love. I think he's a fantastic player. So he's got 8.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham has got 9.
Yeah.
Having,
this is the current season, isn't it? Yeah. I can spot Ronaldinho. Adriano. Oh my gosh, got 10, did he?
Yes, and my great favourite Riquelme. Let me just see.
Now speaking of Riquelme, so for those of you listening, you may be joining us from a guest appearance I just did on FC Bullard.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much to Jimmy and Fenners for having me on. It was so much fun. By the way, if you're listening to this and you haven't heard that yet, please go check it out after you've finished here, because Jimmy and Fenners are doing a similar thing to you, Bob, in that they are creating a football team from scratch called FC Bullard.
Right.
And so as guests, people go on and we get interviewed for job roles at the club. So I'm pleased to announce that I'm now official club photographer for FC Bullard.
Okay.
And I also did put to them, actually, Bob,
yeah,
that they could become a bit of a nursery club for North London going forward.
They could, couldn't they?
Because they're starting out in the lower echelons of the football ladder. So I feel like FC Bullard in North London could have a little thing going here. We could send them some academy players on loan.
That's a really good idea.
So we'll have a word. With them.
Okay.
Anyway, when I was on that podcast, Jimmy Bullard was saying that one of his favourite players of all time is Riquelme. And in fact, on the podcast, I didn't realise the whole time, behind me on the shelf was a big framing of Riquelme wearing all his different shirts through his career. So you and Jimmy share a love of Juan Riquelme.
It was the year that he was left out of the Argentina World Cup squad. And it was crazy that he wasn't picked. But I thought at that time that this is a player with something to prove. And no club seemed particularly interested. I couldn't believe it. So I signed him for North London. And for the next 2 seasons, he was absolutely sensational. Yeah. So, he's a very strong contender for the
all-time 11. Yeah, I know.
So where should we go with that now? Because we've got you in goal.
Well, I was just going to say, if we're looking through the all-time scorers, are there any fullbacks that pop out? So let's say we're starting at right back.
Yes, there is.
So who's your top scoring right back? There's a left back
that stands out.
Yeah,
David Bennett. he was in. Okay, so some of the nursery squad in the early days of North London were based on the fact that Dylan, Mars's brother, was in a very successful 5-a-side or 6-a-side team that went through various competitions around.
It was primary school, wasn't it? Like year 5 time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they won cups, they won everything.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff.
Yeah, little 5-a-side trophies showing to the camera here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
what is it? The Vale of White Horse Indoor 5s winners.
Yes.
So
I went to see them.
Vale of White
we went
Horses.
to see them loads of times. They played in Wantage. Anyway, that team contained a guy called David Bennett, who became my left back.
Yeah.
Dylan, who Lee Bedwell.
Yeah. Who did go on to have a professional football career.
Yes.
Played in goal.
It was just one of these golden generation moments. Anyway, one of the defenders was a guy called Freddie Haynes.
Yeah.
And Freddie Haynes, basically, I built this team around him because he is what you would say is an attacking centre-back.
Yeah.
And, if you've got a centre-back that really can bring the ball out into, 1-2 with players and then shoot from like 25 yards, it's very, very difficult to defend against. So I built a lot of the strategy of the team around this ploy. And it all came from that under 11s team.
Scouted them. But so you're saying David Bennett as a fullback option, is he in with a strong shout at left back for the all-time 11?
I think he's in.
He is in. How many goals did he get in total then for North London?
50.
From left back as well?
Yes, yeah.
All right, so...
Because he was an inverted left back. Like, we talk about the inverted backs nowadays coming in. Trent and, Guardiola's a big fan of this, isn't he? Bringing a fullback into midfield. Well, David Bennett was doing that way, way back. And appearing in what you would say would be the inside left position.
Yep. And shooting and scoring.
Shooting and scoring.
Love it. So David Bennett.
Yeah.
So
and
far,
Freddie Haynes has got to be next to him.
And you're putting Haynes at centre-back as well.
Yeah,
okay, great. So far then, there's me in goal, there's David Bennett left-back, there's Freddie Haynes centre-back. So all these 3 players are not actual real footballers so far.
No, that's right.
So the academy's bearing its fruit here, Bob.
Yes,
in terms of the all-time 11.
Yes.
How many goals did Freddie Haynes get for North London?
Now he was...
Now we're looking at the
so this is from centre-back.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, he got 105. In Europe, he got 27.
Yeah.
In the various cups, he got 17.
Okay.
And in the World Club Championship, he got 5. So in total, he's got 154 goals.
154 as a centre-back.
As a centre-back.
I'm just looking at Bob. So how many goals has he got in the Premier League? Did you say 105?
105.
105. So the second most in that case, behind him, the second highest scoring defender in Premier League history is John Terry, and he's got 41. So Freddie Haynes is absolutely miles ahead of him.
And he was, honestly, he was revolutionary.
Yeah, well, there you go. Amazing, Freddie Haynes. I was at a party last weekend with somebody whose, I think, sister goes out with the real life Freddie Haynes, Bob.
Oh, really?
And I did say, if he ever wanted to come on the podcast, he'd be our guest of honour.
Freddie.
Do you know what she said, though?
What?
He doesn't go by Freddie Haynes.
Doesn't he? What is he?
He's Fred.
Oh, he's Fred.
He's Fred Haynes.
Fred Haynes.
In real life, he's Fred.
Oh, right.
So no Freddie. Although, you know, that's a bit like Andy Cole, isn't it? He always wanted to be Andrew Cole, but everybody called him Andy Cole. Didn't they?
Yeah.
So maybe that's the same thing.
Yes.
Fred Haynes.
Oh, Fred Haynes. Anyway. No, it doesn't have the same ring.
No, it doesn't quite, does it? Freddie Haynes could say it's centre back. All right, cool. So, first three spots of the all-time 11 are looking good.
And I think I'm going to pair Freddie Haynes with Diego Godin.
You're going to go Godin, are you? Okay,
yeah, okay. He again was really
let's go down the options, Bob.
Yeah.
At centre back.
Okay.
So Godin, you've got up there.
He got 21 goals in total.
Yeah. So talk to us about other centre backs that you've had over the years that really stand out. Was Ramelow a centre back for you?
Yes, he was. Maldini. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty strong contender, isn't he? Really?
Yes. Yeah, you'd say.
But
not as good as Freddie Haynes, though.
So Godin was a bit like Martinez is with United. Not the biggest guy, not the most sort of physically imposing. But just strong, fearless, is going to really get stuck in. That was Diego Godin. And for Atletico Madrid, he was fantastic because he was like a wall, wasn't he?
Okay. And so he's going to slot in there. Interesting. But so other shouts, so Maldini, Ramelow. You had Mats Hummels for a bit, didn't you?
I did. Very, very good. I mean, you know, at that point, I think it's true to say that pretty much everyone I was signing, but you know, they were good.
I mean, so in front of me here, Bob, I've got the World Club Championship all-time stats.
Right.
And your squad in 2006 had Jaap Stam.
Yes.
It had Cannavaro.
I know, Jaap Stam as well.
I mean, that's two massive shouts, isn't it, at centre-back? But it depends how good they were for you, because you'd say Jaap Stam goes down as a brilliant defender in history.
Yes.
But actually, would he go down in terms of like real life, in terms of the best Man United
my
all-time?
Guy, really.
Godin. Okay, well.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Godin.
Prerogative. Yeah, go for it. Diego Godin and Freddie Haynes are the two centre-backs then.
Yeah.
So right-back could be an issue then, Bob, because
there are a lot of contenders.
There are a lot of contenders,
Nobody's ever really completely made that position their own.
Who springs to mind for you
I would say.
Right-back?
Actually, Doug. Doug Booker.
Doug Booker, who is one of my mates, also from primary school. Hanny School's got a lot to be thanked for in the all-time 11, Bob. Because so Dougie Booker.
At the moment, Matt Astor is playing really well.
Matt Astor, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking back again through some of the results here. Ben Barnard was right back for a while. So you had him. You had De Chilio, of course, as well, who was good for you,
He was pretty good. Yeah, he was.
Wasn't quite as good in real life as he was for you.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking back through fixtures of old.
Yes.
At some of the fullbacks you've had. Booker features heavily, to be fair.
He does. I think I'm going to go with Dougie Booker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
far we've got the traditional 1, 2, 6, 4, 3 numbering across the back four.
There you go.
Because these were their natural numbers, weren't they?
Okay.
Freddie Haynes is 4, Diego Godin was 6.
Yeah.
Bennett was 3 and Booker was 2.
Right.
So that's good. And I think we're going to go with my sort of traditional 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, formation-wise, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1, is it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got two holding midfielders to come. We'll think about that in a bit. One thing I was thinking, Bob, you know, over the years, there's been some epic games, as we've discovered with this podcast. Is there one that stands out in your memories, like you're kicking the foam ball around the house, and you were just in the groove.
Absolutely in the. There are one or two moments that I remember. I remember Eric Cantona scoring an absolute screamer from the sitting room doorway.
That sentence.
Into the coffee table in the hall, 35 yards, bam. That was something. But as a match, there was a match I played against AC Milan.
Okay.
In the final of the Champions League. I can't even remember actually what season it was.
Well, let's have a look, shall we? I'll go back through the records here.
Okay.
Because we've got Europe in front of us here.
Okay.
So I think it was 2005. This must have been the Liverpool AC Milan Champions League final in real life.
Oh, it probably was,
I would
actually.
have thought.
Yeah.
So would it have been the Battle of the Kakas? Oh, he's injured for you for this game because you had Kaká at the time as well, I think.
Yes,
didn't you?
yes.
But
I couldn't play him against himself.
Yeah, well, clearly you didn't miss him then. So it finishes 6-2, Bob.
Okay, so just talk me through this.
So it says here, entire team plays in peak form to produce one of the great performances of all time.
Wow, see?
Finished off by 2 unstoppable 30-yard shots from Bennett and Ballack.
And Ballack, Michael Ballack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eighth European Championship in past 11 seasons, it says here, Bob. So slightly dominant.
Wow.
Pablo Aimar got 2. Ramelow, Ian Giggs, which is Ryan Giggs' twin brother.
Yeah.
In case any of you didn't know. Bennett and Ballack.
So just run through the team then.
So I was in goal.
Yeah.
You got Cannavaro right back.
Okay.
With Bennett at left back. Hoffland and Stam are the centre backs. Defensive midfield are Ramelow and Casaro.
Yeah.
Fonseca on the right with Giggs on the left and Aimar in behind Tristan.
Wow.
That was the team.
Diego Tristan.
He might be in with a shout.
He's going to be such a strong contender for the number 9.
Playing a 4-2-3-1 is interesting because you've only got one striker.
So you need somebody
but
with
also,
whom the ball is going to absolutely
you've got so many
stick.
goal-scoring strikers, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the all-time 11, how are you going to pick just one striker?
I know. This is where it starts to get really hard, particularly the number 10 position.
Yeah.
Which I've always prized as being the most important on the pitch.
The other thing we could do is, because you played a 4-1-3-2 quite a lot, didn't you, over the years? So maybe that would be a better formation to go with if you're, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that does make sense. Or a 4-1-4-1. But no, maybe you're right.
A 4-1-3-2. I reckon that gets all your best players in.
Yes,
doesn't
it does.
So you've got one holding midfielder then, Bob.
Yes.
So that's an interesting position.
That's going to be Cataldi.
It's going to be Cataldi. He's that good.
Yeah, he is.
So this is
like
Danilo Cataldi, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, he's not a player that has done necessarily particularly well in.
He is a real player.
Yeah. But for North London, he's just been incredible.
The missing piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
All right. So
because you need that busy.
Yeah.
You know. So
I'm hoping that's what Ugarte will be.
What's his number? By the way, have you got it there, Miles?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
So I want to give him his right number. I can't remember. It's number 28. It's 28.
Testing you here, Bob.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, 28 it is. Okay. Yeah.
So, Cataldi.
So, Cataldi's in. And he is your holding midfielder.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Right. So we've got me in goal.
Yeah.
Booker right back, Bennett left back, Godin and Haynes in centre back.
Yes.
With Danilo Cataldi
just in front
holding
of them. So then we've got right.
Yes,
left, and then the number 10.
And then 2 strikers to come. But so, Bob, in terms of like all-time best players for North London, goal scoring wise, going down the list again, are there any that you can pick out? I noticed that Ronaldinho was in the list. I'm actually, for those of you not watching, I've got myself a vintage.
I know.
Barcelona.
Look at this. Isn't that fabulous?
It's got Ronaldinho on the back.
Where are you getting these from, Mars? Because you're getting them from
eBay.
Oh, eBay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a company that specialised in
that. Classic football shirts do in the UK.
Classic
and they're good.
shirts.
I'd recommend them. But I wouldn't 100% guarantee that these are genuine shirts.
No, but they do.
They do the job. Got the UEFA Champions League final 2006 on the arm.
Yeah.
So my idea being that when I play five-a-side, I'm going to have a cool rotation of vintage shirts that I can wear. And also for my Expired Film Club YouTube channel, I'm doing a lot of stuff from home now. So I want to have loads of nice vintage shirts to display in the background when I'm doing my videos. Yeah. So that's the plan.
It's cool.
So here we are.
Yeah, it is.
Ronaldinho repping.
So shall we go across the middle line then? Because okay, we're going to spend a bit of time on the number 10. This is the most difficult choice of all.
Yeah.
Because all along, I now realise I hadn't even sort of thought about this necessarily massively before, but now I am thinking about it. That number 10 has been my pivotal player from day one.
I suppose so.
Who that is.
Yeah.
Riquelme, see, I played him at number 10. Pogba was fantastic for me.
Let's run through. Pablo Aimar obviously featured there.
Yes.
Kaká.
Zidane.
Oh my God. How are you going to choose?
I don't know. I actually really don't. That's a really tough one.
I think we're saying you have 7 subs in this team.
Yeah.
How many subs do you get in the Premier League now? Is it 9?
But you see, even now with Dan Olsen, he's fantastic. He got about 19 goals last season.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how many substitutes you're actually allowed to have in the Premier League these days because I can't.
I think it's 5, isn't it?
Oh, 9 substitutes can also be named, so you can have 9.
Yeah,
which makes things slightly easier. Hopefully,
okay. But
still number 10. So in the running, yeah.
See, how could I choose between Riquelme and Zidane? Riquelme was just so fantastic for me.
I mean, it sounds
but obviously Zidane is probably the best number 10 ever.
Well, you've been saying Riquelme's name a lot, though. I feel like maybe like in terms of what he gave to the club.
And honestly,
cult hero status. Because that's the thing.
Dan Olsen right now is so good. Well, and I've got to get Jude Bellingham into the team somewhere.
Well, the thing is, it's like with Man United, isn't it? Because Eric Cantona consistently is named in United best 11 ever.
Cantona is also a contender for the number 9.
Yeah. But what I was saying about that is that you wouldn't see Cantona topping any of our statistics ever at United. No. He wasn't the most prolific goal scorer. He wasn't the most prolific assist maker. But he just gave that little final piece that we needed to win the title. So maybe that's what it is with Riquelme, that he was only there for a short amount of time, but what he did for the club was that big. I don't know. It's your choice.
Wow, this is genuinely, this is really, really
difficult. Could we fit any of those number 10s in either side from the left?
Well, I'm wondering. I really want to try and get Jude Bellingham in this team.
Yeah,
if I can. Mm-hmm. So maybe he could play on the. But then I was thinking of Dylan as the left-hand player.
Oh yeah, I suppose Dylan has to be on the left, isn't he?
Yeah, and with Diego Tristan, how can I leave Eric Cantona out?
Well, and Diego Tristan's not even the top scorer of all time, is it? Wes Dexter's the top goal scorer ever.
Exactly, so in Sam Club.
So, if you're having a number 9.
And Ian Giggs.
Ian Giggs.
And Benzema. and Neymar. And Figo. And Mbappe.
Oh.
I mean...
Oh, God. What do we do here, then?
This is madness, isn't it? Larson.
Henrik
Larson is there.
Wow.
Torres. Mesut Ozil. These are all the players that somehow 10. We've got to fit into the front 5.
I love that you've had these players over the years as well.
Yeah.
So,
I have to say, honestly, it sounds like I'm just making these names up, but all these players came into the team via an organic working transfer system.
Yeah.
Seriously, that I would charge. If a player went out, I'd receive a fee for that player. Also, when we got deep into the Champions League and you get into the prize winning section, all of that money was allocated to the manager to buy players that season. So with the ins and the outs and the Champions League and building that pot of money up over the years. But most recently, I think I've got a pot of about 230 million. So I can genuinely reach out and buy players that otherwise would probably be out of reach. So that's how come these names are in the team, because they have arrived organically.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've done it I have never gone over, I haven't gone into the red.
You haven't cheated?
No. Because as we've been going through the episodes, Miles, you've been reading out, haven't you?
All the transfers. It does all make sense.
Yeah.
But it still leaves us with how to solve the number 10 issue.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm actually going to go for Zidane. I can't not. Yeah.
Zidane. Okay.
Yeah. Riquelme is but Zidane.
Zidane it is.
Yeah.
Wow. So Zidane makes the team. So that means, if we're playing a 4-1-3-2.
Yes.
So you've got the 2 wingers that we can sort out. I mean, you can put some of these other number 10 on the bench, can't you? So
yes. And of course, I've also at number 9, I've got Haaland. Who I signed, by the way, before he even went to Dortmund.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like, when Man City came in for him, and I had to sell him because he's now going to be playing for another Premier League team, I charged them, I think it was 180 million or something mad for him. Yeah. But I think he's got to go in as the number 9.
Really?
I really do think so, yeah.
Wow.
He's that good, don't you think?
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be one of the great players, quite honestly.
So that means that we've got
we've
2 wingers and another striker that we can
another
put in
striker,
the team.
yeah.
So who's on the wings?
Ozil cutting in from the right, Mbappe cutting in from either left or right.
Ian Giggs. Dylan.
Neymar. If you put Neymar on one side and Mbappe on the other, either side of a Zidane with Haaland in front of him. I mean, that's...
You can't... Yeah, that sounds... It does
when you
sound
just say it like that...
It sounds like a FIFA Ultimate Team now. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Is that what you're doing? So how are you doing this?
So it's Mbappe on the right.
Okay.
Yeah. And
what you said? Did you say Neymar left?
Neymar on the left.
Okay.
And now we want one more forward up front with Haaland, and that's got to be Eric Cantona, who is a link from. Well, he's.
Oh, I see. Because he could sort of play. Haaland's going to be the out and out sort of target man.
Target man.
And Cantona can
Eric
just drop
Cantona
a slightly
and
deeper.
Zidane and Mbappe and Neymar.
Yeah.
They can all just interchange and
just do what they want. You don't need to manage that at that point, do you? Just say, just go out
do you
and do
think
it.
they would score?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, really. Okay, that's it then.
Right.
Wow.
Oh
how
my
about
goodness.
that?
So you've come up with the all-time North London 11 then, Bob.
Except I've got to change Mbappe's number. What number is he playing for Real Madrid?
9, I think, at Real Madrid.
Is it? Oh, well, Haaland's 9. Because Eric Cantona is going to be 7. And at the moment...
He has to be, doesn't he?
Yeah. Mbappe is 7. So we've got to change his number to something. What's been his...
He's 10 for France.
I've got a 10. I've got Neymar.
Neymar is often number 11. So you have Neymar as 11 and Mbappe as 10.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and in that case then, there's only one number in the whole team that isn't 1 to 11.
And we know how much you love that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And that's Cataldi,
go on then, Bob.
28.
Take us through the entire team then.
You're in goal then, Miles.
Yeah. By the way, I love that I've beaten Dylan to the starting 11.
I know, Dylan.
Well,
we've got to get some subs in.
Yeah, no, we will.
Anyway.
We've got 9 subs we can choose from in a minute, can't we? But...
Oh no. Sibling rivalry.
I know. No, go on. So
the back four.
Yeah.
Dougie Booker, a right back.
Yeah.
Diego Godin.
Yeah.
And Freddie Haynes, the 2 centre backs.
Okay.
With David Bennett, left back.
Yeah.
Cataldi is the holding midfield player.
Yes.
Then the midfield three, Mbappe on the right.
Yeah.
Zidane at number 10.
Yeah.
And Neymar on the left.
Yeah.
With Cantona and Haaland. So the Cantona just behind our Haaland. And
yeah.
I mean,
very nice. It's
going to be impossible to contain this time.
Yeah, it is. There's no stopping it.
No.
Interesting as well that after the defence, there's no other academy products. It's all real players after that, isn't it?
Mm.
So me, Douglas, Freddie Haynes, and David Bennett are the four academy graduates that make the first 11.
So subs.
So we've got 9 subs. So we're going
Dylan.
Yeah. So we're going to have a goalkeeper, I suppose. Are we in subs?
Yes.
Who's going to be the sub keeper?
I think Mark Barnard.
Mark Barnard, yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, so...
He was my understudy for years, wasn't he? He sort of took over from me when I retired.
He's the father of one of their best friends, really.
Yeah.
So yes. So then, well, I'm going to put Dylan in.
Dylan. I mean, go through, if you're looking through the...
Now we can go with Riquelme.
Riquelme, he's got to be on there, hasn't he? Absolutely got to be on there. So that's 3. I mean, Kaká, Ian Giggs.
Kaká was wonderful in one of the World Club Championships. He actually got us all the way through to the final, pretty much single-handed. So Kaká, yes, definitely.
You're saying Ian Giggs makes it in there?
Well, we've got Dylan, so we don't need Ian Giggs.
Fine. Dylan gets in over Ian Giggs. I like that. Ramelow, he always seemed to feature heavily for you, didn't he?
Yeah. I think Nick Yapstam, though.
You're going to put Stam?
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of overall scorers, Bob, Dexter... So surely where's Dexter's got to make it?
Yes, of course, and Sam Toklev.
The 2 top scorers in North London history don't even make the starting 11.
No, they're on the bench. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is great. So we need 2 more. See, I mean, even midfield players like Michael Ballack.
Yeah.
You know.
Ballack.
Figo. Is Figo? Figo's got to go on the subs bench, hasn't he?
So we've only got 1 space left now.
Yeah.
This is filled up so quickly.
And Diego Tristan.
Oh, Tristan.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, there we are. Look at that.
So that's the squad. So
we could go through exactly double this.
Yeah, you could.
And get a team of almost equal quality. This is incredible.
So the subs, talk us through then, Bob, the 9 subs.
So Mark Barnard in goal. Yapstam.
Yeah.
2... Well, we've got 2 or 3 incredible strikers. Wes Dexter, Sam Toklev, and Diego Tristan.
Yeah.
And then Kaká, Figo, and Riquelme with Dylan as an
balanced.
Balanced.
There are no, I suppose there are no fullbacks on the bench, but you could always get somebody to fill in there.
Yeah.
Couldn't you? So who's been left? Who's missed out then, Bob? That you wouldn't. I mean, Dan Olsen's not in the squad.
Dan Olsen's not in the squad.
Who else has missed out?
Who else has missed out? Benzema.
Benzema. Yeah. Okay. Not
Aubameyang. Pogba.
Oh, Pogba's
not
in
there, is he?
Yeah.
No. Torres.
Yeah.
Villa.
David Villa, yeah.
Yeah, Ben Harris.
Ben Harris, yeah.
Ozil. Weber. Kluivert.
Yeah, Weber was good for a few seasons, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, but in terms
Macaulay.
Paul Macaulay.
Yeah.
Ben Granville's not in there.
Ramani. Aifa Ramani.
Ramani, yeah.
Signed from the local village team. Yeah. Marco Reus. Ben Granville.
Yeah.
Closer. Aymar. Wow. I mean...
Tough. You got to be tough there, haven't you?
Roberto Baggio.
Baggio. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Kanchelskis.
Wow.
Perisic, Schneider, Hummels. I mean, Maldini.
Maldini, yeah, that is a tough shout. De Ligt, yeah.
Before United,
but you know, in terms of the overall, I think you've gone for a nice balanced team. There's only a few, I'd say, that are really, really unlucky to be not in there.
Go on.
Well, most of the ones we said towards the top, Dan Olsen, Pogba. Players like that, but I think overall
it's an incredible team.
It's a fabulous team.
Yeah, it is.
And if you were to crown an overall best North London player ever, could you pick
Freddie Haynes?
You think it is Freddie Haynes?
It's got to be Freddie Haynes.
Oh, well, that's at least.
Well, I built so much around so many of the attacking ideas. I built around what he was doing coming out with the ball from defence.
It's just so great that he just has no idea this exists as well. I talked about him on FC Bullard, and Jimmy Bullard now wants Freddie Haynes on his podcast too. So he's becoming a thing of legend, is Freddie Haynes. So he is the best North London player of all time. Well, we should pop a champagne bottle.
Yeah, we should.
In
cheers.
For,
cheers, Freddie.
Yeah, cheers, Freddie. So here's to that then. Wow.
Yeah. Well.
So, Bob, you've been talking about the World Club Championship a bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Pray see what it is, for a start.
Well, it's... this was so absorbing. I can't tell you. This is the thing about...
At the expense of the entire rest of your life. This all crumbled around the World Club Championship.
This was the thing about doing all of this. It was so therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, it is so therapeutic to just bury yourself in all the stats and the research and everything, really. Because, you know, looking at potential transfers in, I'd be going through the internet, looking up profiles and watching their videos and everything else. And for the World Club Championship, I started researching across all the various leagues right across the world. So obviously in Europe, if you're taking, say, 4 teams from the Premier League, almost certainly it'd be North London.
Yeah.
Obviously Man City.
Yeah. City, Liverpool and Arsenal, I guess. Probably
City, Liverpool, Arsenal. You know, I'd try and massage United in there somewhere or another. But then if you go into Germany, obviously it's Bayern Munich and so you go around the various...
Bayer Leverkusen. From the last season, to be fair.
So you go around all the various leagues right across the world. So you go into, the Bahamas or Japan or Saudi Arabia. And I was just handpicking the top teams from each of the leagues.
I can't believe how involved this is. How much time this must have taken.
And then I started grading them on the basis of...
You're giving them like seedings.
Yeah, seedings.
Yeah.
And then put them together in 8 groups of 4.
I just can't believe
and then
the detail.
Working from the outside in, creating then a whole fixture list.
Just crazy.
Of bringing it through the group stage. When we were in Portugal in 2002, there was a second group stage because I think I might have had 48 teams in that one.
That is just ridiculous.
And then quarterfinal, semi-final, final.
Oh my God.
So in total, a team would play 10 matches in the World Club Championship.
Yeah, well, so I thought what might be a good way to possibly round up the season, Bob, is to go into what looks to be the most recent World Club Championship that is recorded in 2018.
Right.
So it's a couple, maybe a year on from where we left off. So there's just the one group stage at this point, Bob. But North London are drawn with Guangzhou from China.
Right.
Club Bruges from Belgium.
Yeah.
And New York City FC from the USA.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
So starts off with a 4-0 thumping of Guangzhou.
Right.
Pogba, Mbappe, Aubameyang, and Seri.
Okay.
Who you must have signed. Jean-Michel Seri. I remember him being a really good prospect on FIFA. I think he signed for Fulham in real life and just was never very good. But you signed him up and he's got you a goal. Also, other additions to this team. David Alaba is in the squad right now. And Perisic as well.
Wow.
And I think Mbappe has possibly joined since the last time we were talking here as well. So the squad's looking good. Pogba's there still. Cataldi is in there as well.
Yeah.
New York City is a 2-0 win, Bob.
Yes.
Pogba with a free kick.
Okay.
And Aubameyang, difficult match. New York City attacked from the start and caused problems, creating chances and hitting the woodwork. 2 goals just before half-time. See North London home.
Yeah.
And then the final game of the group stage is a 5-3 win at Club Brugge. 2 from Mbappe, Pogba, Rodriguez, James Rodriguez, I take it, and Gomez with a 94th minute goal there. I'm not sure who Gomez is. Tony Gomez. I remember this.
Was this one of your recommendations?
Yeah, because I had an actual football manager.
Yes, now I remember. Yes.
And I basically did a U and I created a team on Football Manager.
Yes.
And we started in I think we might have started in the National League South or something, so like tier 6.
Yeah.
Anyway, I signed this guy from Liverpool called Tony Gomez.
Yes.
Who was a striker/winger kind of thing. And I had him, I think, from League 2 possibly. And I signed him on loan and he was just absolutely incredible. He was at about 18 for me at the time. Yes. And then I signed him back on loan for the next season and he was absolutely incredible again in League 1. So I signed him permanently on a free because his contract ran down.
Right.
He honestly, I've played a lot of Football Manager over the years. He's probably my favourite player ever on Football Manager. So I must have recommended him to you.
No, I remember you telling me about it. I signed him.
I think in real life, I think he might not play football anymore. I don't think it went very well. He had a split nationality between Portugal and
there he is.
And Guinea-Bissau. Let's see. So Tony Gomez, who's born in 1998. Oh, he currently plays for Hapoel Hadera FC in Israel. Oh my God. So
he was in the North London squad for a while. So, I don't know how many. Let me just see how many goals he got altogether.
Because he didn't make a first-team appearance for Liverpool. He went to Forest Green Rovers on loan in real life, then to Arauca,
right,
then to Haras Al Hador, then Talaya Al Ganash, Menemespor and Tuzlaspor, which sound like Turkish teams, Zira, and then to Hapoel Hadera, where he's made 14 appearances and scored 1 goal. So not a brilliant career.
I can't find him at all on my list.
Oh, no, really? Well, he got 1 goal for you here, anyway.
Did it? And that's in the World Club Championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Tony Gomez, absolute Football Manager legend for me. He was incredible. Yes. So he's got you a goal there, Bob.
Okay.
In that defeat of Club Brugge. Says, game of the tournament so far. After 2 indifferent performances, team comes alive.
I found him.
Yeah.
He's number 59 in the all-time scorers list. 5 in the Prem.
Okay.
8 in Cup matches and 1 in the World Club Championship. Got 14 goals altogether.
14?
Yeah,
well, that's not
bad,
terrible.
Is it?
Yeah, I like that. It says here, Bob, Mbappe electric. Rodriguez finally finds form and scores huge goal. Griezmann suffers ankle injury, likely to miss the rest of the tournament.
Whoa.
Which isn't good.
Griezmann in that squad as well.
So that puts you through top of the group to face Atletico Nacional from Colombia.
Okay.
Apparently. 3-1.
Right.
Aubameyang hat-trick. Hard physical match, it says, Bob. Atletico with 6 yellows and 1 red card.
6 yellows.
Were you crashing into all the furniture?
Yeah, I must have been. I must have been in a bad mood or something.
Taking it out.
Taking it out on the arm of the sofa.
Yeah. Anyway, it leads you to a quarterfinal against CSK in Moscow.
Right.
Where you win 3-1, Bob. Mbappe, Aubameyang and James Rodriguez.
So just go through the team here for a second then.
So Mark Barnard's in goal, so I must have retired at this point.
Okay.
De Chilio, Godin, Haynes and Alaba.
Yeah.
Weber and Cataldi in defensive mid with Mbappe, Pogba and Perisic behind Aubameyang.
Wow.
Is how you lined up for that game. Pogba feeling the effects of the Atletico game. Haynes still quiet. So Freddie Haynes not having his best tournament.
No.
Well, how old is he at this point? Does it say here? Freddie Haynes. He's 31 at this point in time, back in 2018. Semi-final, Bob, against PSG. And it's a 2-0 win. Godin and Freddie Haynes has stepped up again. Both the centre-back scoring. Fantastic defensive play, subduing PSG and limiting them to only 4 shots on goal.
Wow.
Haynes finally gets a World Cup Championship goal, a scrambled shot after bursting through. So is that the first... How many goals did he score in the World Cup Championship in total over there?
5.
5. Oh, okay. So that can't have been his first one, unless he scored more after that. But Bob says here, Mbappe foot injury will miss the final.
Right.
Which is against Juventus in the World Club Championship.
Right.
The notes here say, much more open game than expected. Juventus attack and cause problems, twice equalising.
Right.
Before late goals from Cataldi and Aubameyang clinch a 4th World Club Championship. 4-2 it finishes, Bob. Pogba, Aubameyang, Cataldi, and another one from Aubameyang in the 94th minute. It also says here, Bob, Dylan was the 90th minute sub for his last North London appearance.
Oh, wow.
He came on for Perisic in the 90th minute.
So obviously I brought him on, didn't
Wow.
I, for a final.
Of course. Lifts the trophy, 36 years old Dylan is at this point.
Yeah.
So it just says in big, bold capital letters, World Club Champions.
Yes. Well, that's a good way to finish, isn't it?
Yeah. So overall, Bob, you won the World Club Championship 4 times.
Yeah.
98, 2002, 2010 and 2018. And you finished in the final in 2006. So not 100% dominance, but I imagine that is the hardest tournament of them all to win, right?
Well, it is, yeah.
Considering,
well, also just the sheer number of matches, and no, it's.
Well, you're playing the best of the best, aren't you?
Yeah, the very best of the very best.
In terms of the Champions League, Bob.
Yeah.
Europe in total, you've got a very, very detailed summary of your overall records in that because. Right. It says here you won the Champions League in 1995, 96, 97,
right?
2000, 2001, 2002, 2003,
wow,
2005, 2006, 2007, 2009, 2010, 2013, 2017, 2018, and 2021.
Wow, that's incredible.
So you did okay. You didn't win the UEFA Cup, but it says 1984, you finished as semi-finalist. So this is nice because I'm seeing a bit of the progression. So like late 80s, you weren't at the top of the table, obviously, because if you're only in the UEFA Cup,
that's right.
The lower competition, isn't it? I suppose?
Yes, and in fact, then so 82, 83, 84 were quite successful, and seemingly from nowhere we did well in Europe.
Right.
But then by 87, it had all fallen back away again.
There you go.
And so didn't re-emerge until like 92.
Wow. And then so the Super Cup you won many times as well, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Champions League, Bob. So you've absolutely wiped the floor with Real Madrid, basically. And you are the most successful team in Champions League history.
Yes.
As things stand. World Club Championship also under your belt. So good stuff, Bob. And the all-time
really
11.
Good. We've picked the all-time 11 with the subs bench.
Yeah.
A lot of great players that are left out of it, but nevertheless,
I know.
I mean, go onto the pitch with this team, and I don't think anybody will be able to live with them, really.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Right, so on socials, we'll post everything. So we'll post a little screen grab of Bob's all-time 11. You guys, let us know in the comments if you agree, because I think there's been some cult heroes that have started to emerge from the fans so far through the series, Bob. But I guess this rounds off the series of
we just
the
want
Game
to
of No
thank
Halves.
everybody at Wizard and Alex Hannaby. She's just been quite amazing. Thanks, Alex, for everything.
Big shout out to Richard, our editor, as well, who just smashes it out of the park every week. We love all the work he does in this. And everybody that's been involved. Poppy on the socials, James at Wizard as well, and the whole team. And to you, Bob, for even coming up with this concept in the first place.
Irene was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's all good. Hope you enjoyed this season of the Game of No Halves.
Yeah.
Please do follow us on socials if you've been enjoying, because we'll still post stuff on there in between series. It's just at A Game of No Halves, and you can see all the podcast episodes in full video form on YouTube as well. Again, search for us on there.
Yes.
If you've enjoyed the series, please rate us 5 stars and subscribe on any streaming platforms that you're using. So, Bob.
Yep. Final thoughts? We've just come off a wonderful, amazing weekend celebrating in Real Dylan's 30th birthday.
Right.
And I did a DJ set, a vinyl DJ set. I just absolutely loved it. If you want to see any of the footage of it, it's on my Instagram, which is at Whispering Bob. It's really good fun, honestly. Yeah,
give us a follow. I'm at Expired Film Club. If you want to keep up with my film photography exploits at various sports grounds around the world, then do that as well if you'd like to.
Have you seen the new Blue Sky app, by the way?
No.
I've just started on that.
Yeah, okay.
I've got 40 followers, I think, at the moment.
Well,
but Blue Sky's rather nice. It's quite gentle. And,
cool. Well, I haven't looked at that. I've been quite enjoying Threads recently.
Been what?
Enjoying Threads, Oh,
Threads, yes. Yeah. I thought you said Freds.
Let's start.
Freds what?
Let's start a social media network. All you can do is talk about Freddie Haynes, and we'll just be Freds.
Either that or we've got a special strand for Swindon Town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start a Fred's network, and all you can tweet about is Freddie Haynes and Swindon in some way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. And I suppose the biggest thanks for everybody goes to you all for listening and for watching. Thanks for supporting. Really hope you've enjoyed this journey with us. And we'll hopefully see you again for another season really soon. North London lives on, Bob, and I'm sure you'll keep everybody updated anyway in between seasons.
Well done,
on your socials.
Yeah.
But it's been great.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah,
I've loved it.
Yeah. Up the North London.
Hey,
and we'll see you again for another season very soon.